This OSG draft, though, is a little bit strange. They don't have they don't have a ton of push. They don't really have a lot of great team fight. Not really a lot of great carry power either. This is a really strange draft, and I think already Sigma getting the better of this draft, but final bans and picks are always a big deal. And yeah, there it is. The final ban Life Stealer. Makes a lot of sense here. I think if OSG didn't ban that Life Stealer and Sigma picked it up, yeah, that would have been bad. That would have been basically a perfect draft for Sigma, I think, if they had gotten the Life Stealer there.
10 seconds remaining.
Asleeki.
5 seconds remaining.
It means donkeys in a cutesy way. Interesting. So Sigma going to need a carry of sorts. I mean, something like an anti-mage could work right here, but I don't know that they need to go that sort of such a safe route. They could do something a little more fun. Gyro certainly could work okay. They are going to ban out the Shadow Fiend. A nice ban from Sigma. I think that makes a lot of sense here as well. Still Asleeki with this really weird roster. I feel like they're not going to grab another support here. Probably, I don't know. I don't know who's going to go mid. They don't really have a great mid hero. They don't really have a great position 1. And they've got 3 great offlaners. I mean, Venno could mid. Clockwork offlane, Marana, Windranger support. I mean, it's weird no matter how you break it down.
10 seconds.
It's really weird no matter how you break it down, because Windrunner and Venno could go mid right here. Even Clockwork could go mid while we're talking about potentials. Really hard to predict where they want to go with this, though. They had a great final ban, but this final pick, I think, going to be a little bit rough for them regardless. They're going to need something to deal with that Puck. Any of their 4 heroes here, I think, aren't going to fare too well against Puck in the mid.
Remaining.
I mean, Windranger can do okay. I think she'll be able to hold her own, but not going to be able to shut Fada down whatsoever.
Remaining.
Venno can do great. There it is. They're going to take the TA. So, all right, they are going to try and deal with that Puck. Of course, TA is basically the hard counter to Puck in a 1v1 vacuum matchup. And there it is, the Gyrocopter final pick for Sigma. So probably would have preferred the Life Stealer there. Probably would have worked with a little nicer with their roster, but Gyro going to be just fine. Plenty of AoE. A lot of teamfight synergy here for Sigma. They've got the Elder Titan Earth Splitter. They've got Puck for everything that he brings to the table. All the AoE from Gyro. They've got Lockdown on the Bane ulti. A little bit of stun with those Visage Birds. I like this Sigma draft. I don't want to sound too one-sided here before we get into the game, but I don't know. I think OSG going to have a little bit of trouble here. They've got a sort of a lack of lockdown. TA and Venno not going to bring much in that department. Windrunner are going to have Shackle, but that is a very skill-based stun. Definitely not a sure stun. Marana, same story, different chapter. Arrow, a great crowd control if you can land it. But the key facet there is, are you Sing Sing or are you not Sing Sing, right? Clockwork, I mean, good initiation. He's got a little bit of lockdown with the cogs, but not in that same motion that Sigma have. This is going to be a little bit rough. I still don't know who's going where exactly. Oh no, my mouse has disappeared. I may need to do a quick reset here, guys. Yep, I'm going to have to reset my Dota. My mouse is gone. Alright, so I'm going to reset. I'll be back. I'm still with you guys, don't worry. We're paused anyway, so it's going to work out. Sorry about that. I get that bug every so often. I used to get it a lot more, now not so much, but I have to tab in and out a lot to check stuff with XSplit and Skype, and every so often my mouse just completely disappears, and I honestly am not quite sure why. Don't know what causes that bug exactly. So we're going to reload here, and hopefully shouldn't take too long. Maybe we'll get lucky and still be in a pause. Oh, I like that. See someone in chat saying, easy rare, easy life, but the E's are the Sigma sign. I like that. That's cute. That's cutesy. It's good stuff. I love to see that kind of fan stuff. Twitch needs to implement something where viewers can make digital signs and hold them up like in the audience of Twitch chat. That would be kind of cool. Actually, no, I take that back. That would be so abusable. There would be so many dick pics and other things that you wouldn't want to see while you're casting Dota. So I take that back. Keep your signs to yourselves. We'll keep it to text. It's safer. Changed my mind. Calling an audible. So we are going to make it back in time. Plenty of time here, folks. Lucky for us. So, we can get a taste for things by just checking out who's playing what. Chomi is the mid hero, or the mid player rather, and TA the mid hero as well. So not surprised to see Chomi on the TA. Big Num going to be hard farming on the Mirana. Uh-oh. Dogs don't like the way I say Mirana. Alright, so we are going to resume here, guys. And we are going to get into our last and final game of the day here at Starladder Season 8, Day 7 on Beyond the Summit. Again, I am Zyori. Thank you so much for joining us. Do appreciate it. We've had some good games today, and hopefully this last one is a good one as well. I think safe to say Sigma the favorite here. Let me check the stats. I'm sure they're favored. The question is by how much. I don't even see this match. Why is it not up? Alright, well, guess we're not going to get any stats. Are we getting audio? Yes, we are. Okay, sorry. I'm always paranoid about audio issues. So both sides going to start out 5-man on both sides of the jungle, hoping that their opponents are going to get a bit aggressive here, but neither side going to invade. They're just going to stay in the safe lanes
30 seconds to battle.
And just poke around here. So I'm kind of curious as to how this is going to lane. Again, nothing too crazy. It looks like Sigma going to be a bit more straightforward. And while we're waiting for creeps to spawn, let's check out who this gyrocopter is. I'm not sure if it's a stand-in or their primary play. I think it is Sachka. No. Not Sachka. Mamado. I don't know who this is.
The battle begins.
Alright, so they have a stand-in. Hopefully it doesn't hold Sigma back too much. That is Sachka that's not with him. And of course, he is going to be on that primary farming role, the gyrocopter, so interesting. Let's introduce our rosters, though. Here on the Radiant side, we do have Team Osliki Gaming down in the bottom lane. We've got Weejazik going to be supporting on the Vanomancer. Joining him is going to be Big Num playing on the Mirana. In the mid lane, we've got Chomi playing on that Templar Assassin, going to try his best to hard counter Fada on the puck. He's going to have his work cut out for him there. And up in the top lane, we've got Tapo, a.k.a. Tron, going to be playing on the long lane Clockwork. He's going to be joined by their stand-in Wicked Sick playing on the Wind Ranger. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is Blow Your Brain here. Actually, we can go ahead and take a look at the profiles again. I'm about 90% sure, though, that this is indeed Blow Your Brain. Nope, it is not. That's just Wicked Sick. My mistake, folks. My mistake. I'm not perfect. So that is our Radiant side. Team OSG on the Dire. We've got Team Sigma International. Their roster for TI4, they're ready to make it happen. Down to the bottom, we've got the fucking Mad playing on Bane. Ironically, he's one of the most soft-spoken, least angry people I've ever met. Person. Why did I say people? Messing up my plurals here. We've got Miguel playing on the Elder Titan. He's going to be in the bottom lane as well, joined by the Bane. Of course, we do have Fada in the mid on his puck. One of his signature heroes. Of all the hero-player combos to fear, Fada's one of them when he has the puck. One of his best heroes for sure. Even up against the TA. Look at this. Puck right now 8-1 against the 5-1 TA. And I have to admit, that shouldn't happen. TA is really known as that hard counter against Puck. And if Puck can just win this lane in a vacuum without support from his supports, not going to fare well for the team with the TA. TA can very quickly become a liability if she doesn't get that good start.
The hidden ones.
So we'll see how this lane continues to unfold. In the top lane, we've got Pas going to be supporting on the Visage here. And he's going to be supporting their stand-in. In place of Sachka, we've got Mama Dao playing on the hard-farming gyrocopter in the safe lane. Uh-oh, Tron, maybe in a little bit of trouble here. He is level 2, does have 1 point in Cogs, 1 point in the Battery Assault, so should have at least one motive, or one way to escape here. Cogs quite powerful at this level. Mama Dao, going to go ahead and make it happen there. Going to use some Rocket Barrage coming out. Going to pick off a couple of creeps. Still pretty even across the board here in the top lane. Gyrocopter with 7 last hits. We see down here in the bottom, Mirana with 5. The off lanes seem pretty comparable. The mid lane is really where the difference is at. We see Puck still kind of dominating, at least by a small amount. 11-1 against the 9-4 TA. Still doing a very good job. Oh, down in the bottom lane, going to have some action. Fucking Mag going to be able to commit suicide to mitigate the first blood. And Miguel going to be the one to grab the last hit on Venomancer. Oh, the big plays coming out from the Bane. Wow, look at that suicide right there. The Nightmare suicide. And they are going to secure the first blood. Beautifully done. Unfortunately, it does end up being a 1-for-1, but Elder Titan going to grab that bit of bonus gold. What a crafty play coming out from Sigma International. Pos continued to harass up here in the top lane. Yeah, it looks like we did get a small little bit of lag there. I think it did clear itself up. Sorry about that. This is indeed Sigma versus OSG. This is not speed gaming. I see some people in chat saying something about speed. Nothing to do with speed here, guys. OSG, completely different. Oh, that latch, or that shackle. I might call shenanigans on that latch. Gyrocopter was right there, maybe just out of range, but I don't know about that one. I think he deserves a mulligan. So one of the things about TA Puck that does go the way of Puck is superior rune control. He's got much more mobility with that illusory orb, and Fada doing a good job controlling these runes. He did grab the 2-minute double damage, going to check top. Will be an illusion down and bottom, so Fada not going to fish his wish right there. Bane just going to go ahead and grab it. And Fada going to crow the bottle. Actually didn't even have the bottle with him, but here come his boots. Let's see how's Chomi doing here.
Radiant's bottom tower
Going to have his bottle crowed. Still no boots on Chomi. 5 CS advantage on that Puck. Again, looks like we may have a fairly passive match on our hands.
I'll return the favor.
Gyrocopter starting to overtake the farm at the top lane. Now 16-2. Getting the better of what his counterpart Mirana in the safe lane for OSG is getting. Now only 8-2. And, I mean, against this lane, I'm not surprised. Elder Titan could be handling this lane solo, I think, against the Venom Mirana. Shackle going to latch on the Gyrocopter. He's going to get stuck in the cogs. He's going to try to stand his ground against Tron. Not going to have the damage. Tron going to walk away with that kill. Nicely done. Just takes that one little bit of RNG. Shackle to connect to easy cogs, and that is a kill. Down in the bottom, though, we're going to see a tower dive. Looks like he might be mad. Bane trying to get aggressive here. Big Num going to come in. That's going to be a sacred arrow to the face. In comes the Astral Spirit. Big Num, 12 hit points to spare. Oh, the Spirit going to finish off Veno. Miguel with a double kill. This duo lane down here couldn't be more of a disaster for OSG. Shackle going to latch with the fucking mad, but he is going to get this Nightmare off. Wicked sick. Totally out of mana, but might be able to just finish him off with right clicks. Yep, he's going to get it. Unfortunately, Miguel not going to be able to do too much here. He's going to throw the Spirit. Not going to connect with the Windrunner. In the mid, some back and forth. Fada taking a bit of damage from Chomi. Is Chomi going to try and commit to this? Nope. Fada is now level 6. Both of them level 6, actually. Does have the Dream Coil. Mamadou? Alright, it's Mamadou. Thank you. Mamadou! So, Mamadou doing okay up here in the top lane. But yeah, this is a disaster down in the bottom. Big Num, 8-2 on this Mirana. And this is a one-position Mirana for the most part. I mean, TA's in the mid, but Big Num is their position 1 player. They want this Mirana to be farmed. They want this Mirana to carry. And she is off to one hell of a bad start. Gonna grab herself a Basilius, and that's all she's got to her name other than a couple of GG branches. Before that little engage happened, I was going to say Elder Titan could really be handling this lane on his own. He'd have to be playing a bit more passive, would have to wait for the creeps to move to the tower before he could venture that far forward. But still, can definitely do a lot of long-range harass with that Astral Spirit. And with a Bane in tandem between the Enfeeble slowing down the last hitting power of Mirana, and then just being there for the extra bit of damage. Not surprised to see Elder Titan pick up that bit of momentum. And now Bane just going to be able to rotate to the top lane. Now that Elder Titan has won the bottom lane, #1 on net worth, he's got a nice level advantage over the duo lane. Bane's free to leave. But with that, Bane going to get picked off here. Mamadou going to be in some trouble as well. Going to use the Flat Cannon Rocket Barrage, but he's going to fall. It's going to be a 2-0. Now Pos going to be in a little bit of trouble as well. Shackle going to throw, going to latch. OSG with a big swing of momentum here. As TA rotates top, that's going to be a 3-0. Not what they were looking for whatsoever. Sigma overcommitting? Maybe a little bit. I don't know. I guess Fada was just not eager to fight. Doesn't have his bottle with him. If he had come up, maybe could have helped, just taking that opportunity for a bit of free farm. I'm not sure what fucking Mad was thinking right there, though. I mean, trying to set that up on Clockwork, yeah, he got off the Nightmare. But what's the follow-up? You've got Visage, Gyrocopter. You can do a bit of burst, but with the cogs coming out, fat chance in hell you're going to be able to get close enough to finish him off. Of course, the support was there as well. Pretty big overextension from Sigma, in my humble opinion. Though, they were starting to run away with the lead here, thanks to that bottom lane. They're still holding on to it, but starting to swing in favor of OSG a little bit, only leading by about 700 gold or so. Experience lead now has gone the way of our Radiant side. And last hits, Fada as well as Chomi here, dead even in last hits. 39-37 right now, and if that's the case, that's a victory for Puck. TA should really be a bit further ahead right now, but doing all right, at least for the side of Sigma at least. Fada is holding his own and getting decent levels in farm. We see, there's that rune mobility. Going to throw the orb. TA trying to posture towards grabbing that invisibility here at the 8-minute mark. But Puck going to be the one to grab it. And he is going to port to the bottom lane and use it. So it looks like they do want to get aggressive here. Miguel on that Elder Titan is 6. Did burn the Earth Splitter already, but Fada, he's 6. He's got a Dream Coil and he's hungry for blood. Big Num going to be reasonably low. The 2 supports going to come down. Wind Ranger is level 7 here. And Venomancer only level 4. Alright, Moonlight Shadow going to be used. Looks like they might want to get a little bit aggressive here as well. They see that Elder Titan. He is baiting for Fada. The question is, will OSG spring the trap? Oh no, Fada going to walk by a sentry. He's going to get shackled. He's going to throw out the Dream Coil. It's going to connect with Wind Ranger. Arrow going to come. Long range arrow going to connect with Fada. He's going to get nightmared so he can stay alive. Astral Spirit going to do a good bit of damage to the Windrunner here. One auto attack going to do it. Miguel going to finish him off. There we go. That's going to be a 1-for-0 to start things off. But now Miguel in trouble. He's going to try and port out. He's going to make it. Makes it back to the well. Very nicely done. A nice arrow from the Mirana, but unfortunately the follow-up wasn't there to secure the kill onto Fada. Not the best Dream Coil, but still got it off to set up that kill. Sigma going to come out ahead in a 1-for-0 exchange. So, going to hold on to that little bit of gold lead. Grab themselves the experience lead. Now, not only did they grab a good team fight down in the bottom lane, but Mamadou going to be up at the top. Going to grab himself a little bit of farming room and going to pressure that tower just a little bit here. In the mid, now Fada going to be forced to go toe-to-toe with Tron. Fada going to be in big trouble right here. That's going to be a phase shift. He's got nowhere to go. Down he goes. Going to be a 2-on-1 in the mid lane. A 1-for-0 so far, but Pos, he's not out of the clear yet. Tron trying to get in position for the Cogs. He's got him. Pos going to be in big trouble here. I think Chomi going to be able to finish him off with 1 or 2 attacks. There it is. Double kill coming out for that TA. That's the kind of momentum you want when you have a TA in the mid lane. OSG rotating so well, playing really well right now. They are the vast underdogs, and they're doing a great job supporting this TA. He's now going to take over as the leading farmer. 3.7k on the net worth chart. Elder Titan and Puck holding steady around 3.1, 3.2k. But TA now hopping to skip ahead, and this is exactly what you want. TA, a very momentum-based hero, as I mentioned, can fall off very quickly, and unfortunately doesn't have that kind of momentum that a lot of other heroes do to try and make some recovery farm. Or pardon me, doesn't have that flash farming kind of a mechanism to make recovery farm. Miguel down here going to get an easy kill on the Venomancer. Will juke the arrow, very nicely played, but Chomi going to come in, not surviving that. Templar Assassin going to end the mega kill of Elder Titan. That's going to be a 650 gold bounty his way, making that net worth gap even worse. Definitely not a worthy exchange right there. Elder Titan, yeah, he was able to pick off the Venomancer, but making it a 1-for-1. I don't know.
No.
TA already starting to get a little bit out of control. Going to feed him another 650 gold. Not what you want to be doing here. Now TA going to have about 2,600 to work with at only the 11-minute mark. We'll see what item build he moves into. A fast blink might not be a bad choice. I've been saying Desolator all day, but I think we may actually see a Desolator come out onto TA in this game. In the bottom lane, Nightmare going to be used on Big Num. Brain Sap, Puck actually going to burn the Dream Coil here. And they are going to get the kill. Fucking Mag going to be in a little bit of trouble, though. They're going to make it a 1-for-1 as Bane falls. That's going to be a 2-for-1 now as Fada, as well as the Gyrocopter come in, finish off the Windrunner. Now Tron headed for the hills. Not many cooldowns up. He's got 1 Rocket Flare. That's it. Cogs in 5. I think he is slated to fall right here. Mamadou wants to man up. Astral Spirit trying to scout it out. Fada looking for an opening. He's got the Waning Rift Orb combo right here. Just has to throw the orb. Just needs to connect. Tron with the crafty plays. Moonlight Shadow. They're going to burn a smoke. Or pardon me. Going to burn a dust. Not going to connect. Now Mirana going to come in. That'll be the end of the Elder Titan. Wow, Tron bought enough time. Look at the Cogs coming out. Beautiful Cogs right there. That'll be the end of Mamadou. Wow, beautifully played by OSG. That was just so brilliant. Using the Moonlight Shadow like that. Beautiful positioning there. Fada now going to fall to the TA as well. Unstoppable streak coming out for Chomi. That's going to be a 6-0-3 Templar Assassin. Wow. I should have had more faith in OSG. I think Sigma still have the better draft. Right now, OSG just outplaying Sigma. That's what it's coming down to. Nothing to do with draft here, folks. Just straight outplayed. Especially down there in the bottom. The Moonlight Shadow. Clockwork with that fancy footwork. Doesn't get hit by the dust. Oh, so much wasted resource right there. He survives long enough to allow his teammates to get back into the action. They port to the Tier 1 tower. They make it happen. They turn it around. And OSG just coming out way ahead. They're going to take the gold lead now, and their experience lead quite significant. Upwards of over 3,000 here at only the 12.5-minute mark. Definitely great news. The scary force is this TA, though, who did go for Blink first. Kind of a core item on the TA, and when you're this far ahead, you can really get away with it. TA now level 11, highest level in the match by 2. 2 up on the Puck.
Radiant's bottom tower.
It's a good place for the TA to be. Fada desperately needs a Blink Dagger here, but only 550 in the bank. He's not going to be able to do it. I mean, he's going to be able to do it eventually, but not going to be able to get it anytime soon. Sigma with the right idea, though. Recognizing they're behind, they want to try and take out some of these Tier 1 towers, but their effort's going to be a bit thwarted here. OSG, they've got a lot of momentum. They're going to try and pick up a kill onto Fada, perhaps. Not going to find the opportunity. TA just going to turn. Will deny the tower. OSG trying to hit their mid-game stride here. Of course, small carry advantage the way of Sigma, I think, but not by much. TA versus Gyrocopter, pretty comparable, but here we go. Hookshot going to connect. Now Miguel going to be stuck in the cogs. Oh, I think that Gale going to fall short. Nope, just barely going to clip the Elder Titan. He's going to get the Earth Splitter off, though. That'll be the end of the clockwork. Venno going to get taken out as well. In comes Bane with the ulti. That'll connect with Chomi. Starstorm. A lot of damage coming out on both sides. Fada going to survive for now. It's going to be a 2-for-1 the way of Sigma. Pretty much what they were looking for right there. Not a bad exchange. A decent hook shot. TA did grab himself another kill and survived, so that's really what's important. Could have been worse for OSG for sure. They did pick up a pretty good kill on the Elder Titan. If they could have done it just in exchange for the clockwork, would have been much better, but losing the Venno does tip the scales in favor of Sigma, as the graph would indicate here. Glance at net worth, TA is still going to be the big problem. 2K in the bank, we'll see where he goes next. Other item pickups here. Let's see what Sigma's working on. We've got Elder Titan slowly but surely working his way towards a mech. He's got the buckler, got the headdress, and about halfway to that recipe. So he's in pretty good shape on that front. Looks like Pa's going to be working on a medallion. No big surprise there from the Visage. And, of course, Fada just going to be pulling up for that blink. Following that successful team fight down there, that's going to go a long way for the Puck, who really was struggling in that mid-game, or that latter portion of the early game. Now going to get a nice little pick-me-up, just be 300 off the blink or so. Going to head back and go back to farming. Puck also going to be level 11. That is good news. For OSG, it's really this Venomancer. 1, 5, and 4. Half the kills Sigma have picked up have been on that poor Venomancer. I think that means he may need to reevaluate his positioning a little bit in some of these team fights. His farm isn't much to speak of. Shackle will latch with Fada. Power shot harassment, as well as the rocket flare. Arrow going to fly off the mark. But we all know the old adage. You miss 100% of arrows, you don't shoot. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. I like hockey references. It's true, though. You know, you don't want to go where the puck is. You need to go where the puck's gonna be, right? You don't want to go where Roshan is. You want to go where Roshan's headed. Nah, that one doesn't work. Roshan stays in the same spot. He doesn't move. I'm trying, guys. Illusion Rune down here in the bottom. Fada going to be able to throw it in the bottle, so he is going to continue his dominance here in the way of rune control. Things are slowing down, though. Both sides just going back to farming, trying to complete that first round of core items. Still a very close match. A gold graph, the difference of less than 1,000 experience. Still in favor of OSG, but nothing too crazy here. Probably are going to wait for that next round of core items before they want to try to engage, but it's going to be good news for Sigma. Fada now going to have his blink. And Gyrocopter, well, fairly damn close to that BKB. He's got the first 2 core pieces. Just going to need another 1,000 gold or so. And he'll be in good shape here. On our Radiant side, I still want to know what TA is going to grab. Now 2,400 gold in the bank. Very curious about what that next item choice is going to be. A BKB wouldn't be too bad here. Also wouldn't be the best. Dream Coil still has some impact through the BKB. Fiend's Grip as well. A lot of that damage coming out is going to be the Gyrocopter. I think an aggressive style TA build would work well here. I already mentioned Desolator as a possible item choice, but anything that's going to give him damage. Crystalist into Daedalus might not be a bad choice either. Now we got to keep in mind, folks, I see some people mentioning in chat, there is a stand-in here on the side of Sigma, which could be impacting their gameplay by just a little bit. Sachka's not here, aka Paris. It is going to be Mamadou, the stand-in here on Gyrocopter. He's not playing poorly. He's playing just fine. He is really holding his own. About on par with the rest of the team. He is 0-3-1, so maybe not quite as good as what Sachka may be doing, but just food for thought, guys. Stuff to keep on the back burner while we watch this slow game start to unfold. I don't know why I feel like all the games have been slow today, but I mean, again, looking at the scoreboard, 24 kills in 17 minutes. That's not a slow game, but it sort of feels like it. Up at the top, though, Tron going to be in some big trouble. Fiend's Grip, call down, and Earth Splitter going to be used. Wow, a lot of resources burned just to pick off a clockwork there. Could open up a small window of opportunity for OSG if they want to get aggressive, knowing those big cooldowns are down. Call down, not quite as big of a deal, but the Fiend's Grip and the Earth Splitter, two very big abilities. In the bottom lane, Big Num. Oh no, Fada going to be able to pick him off here. That's going to be a solo kill. Dream Coil works quite well against that Mirana. Didn't even try to get the leap off, but Waning Rift at this point, pretty damn significant. 3-second silence, a lot of AoE damage that Puck can put out. It's going to make it 14-12 here. 2 free kills going the way of Sigma. That's going to give him a much-needed pick-me-up here. And they are going to further their gold lead. Now upwards of about 1,500. Going to start to level out that gold graph a bit. And we'll be able to presumably complete another round of items here. Again, looks like Miguel working on that mech. There it is. Finally going to be able to finish up. Thought he had to be close by now. And Gyrocopter. How are you working on your BKB there, good sir? Oh, only 1 creep away. So yeah, those core items are coming out. Sigma were at a pretty big disadvantage for a few moments, but now they're right back in it. TA is still going to be a scary force, but this gap is pretty quickly closing here. Only an 1,800 gold difference between those 2 leading farmers. It was much larger moments ago, as a TA not quite as efficient in terms of farming as that Gyrocopter. Flat Cannon does come in handy. That's for damn sure.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Still not a lot of action coming out here. Windrunner looking like she's going to pick up a mech. Actually pretty close to that recipe. Still no Hands of Midas on either side again. This seems like another match where Hand of Midas could be a valuable investment, especially on these carries for TA, really, or the Mirana. Mirana been struggling a little bit more in terms of having farming space, so maybe not it's useful on her, but I think TA could start to pull ahead even faster if she had gone for a Midas, especially following that bit of extra gold she got from shutting down that Elder Titan killing spree. Well, it was more than a killing spree. Dominating streak, I suppose it was. Smoke going to be used by OSG right here, though. You're going to have Clockwork, Veno, as well as the Windrunner moving about. The Radiant Secret Shop here looks like they're trying to find somewhere to engage. Thinking about rotating up top, but now just going to rotate towards the mid, looking for an opportunity. With everyone clumped up here, Clockwork going to have an easy hook shot, I think. Mirana nearby in the mid lane. Fada is going to grab an invisibility rune down bottom, though, so this could be sort of a strange engage. They're going to come around the backside here. Still waiting for the hook shot. Moonlight Shadow used. Not even going to use it. Tron just going to grab 2. BKB from the Gyrocopter going to be used, but oh no, the Cog's almost going to work against him. The Earth Splitter going to pick off the Venomancer and the Clockwork before the fight even starts. Big Num going to be in trouble. Templar Assassin going to get obliterated. What happened in this fight? Sigma just steamrolling through OSG. Not the initiation OSG we're looking for right there. I mean, I think that's needless to say. And now almost a clean sweep. Windrunner going to be able to pour it out. Fada not going to be able to finish him. Does burn the Dream Coil. Not on the Windrunner. Did burn the Dream Coil, I guess I should have said. So it looks like Sigma really going to pick up some momentum here. Now about 4,500 experience and gold lead. Graphs look pretty comparable here. And now they have officially recovered anything that they were missing. They pretty much have at this point. Fada going to hop forward looking for an opportunity. Not going to find it. Gale going to come out. Is going to clip the puck. That's it. Won't be enough to keep this tier 2 in the mid alive, though. And Sigma, wow, going to grab a 4-for-0 teamfight hero exchange. And they're going to follow it up with back-to-back hero kills. That's huge. It's looking rough. I was going to say bad news bears, but I'm going to resist the urge, guys. I know you're not enjoying it. Tron is going to be able to grab himself a Blade Mail, but, yeah, damage has kind of been done. Fada now going to grab himself a Dagon. Kind of fought his signature build a little bit, and I don't know about it in this game. Following those towers, though, that gold graph just jumped from about 4,000 upwards to about 8,000 in just a matter of minutes. Usually when you see a Dagon come out on a puck, that's a good sign that the team with the puck is doing quite well. Usually an item you grab when you're already ahead, just want to get further ahead, want to have that burst damage to try and lock people down even more. I think warranted here. Very squishy heroes on the Radiant side as well. Clockwork, the only one that has a good bit of survivability. Everyone else now going to be super susceptible to that puck wombo combo. He should have enough burst to shut down really any of these heroes. TA, very squishy right now. Did go Blink first. Mithril Hammer, basically no stats other than the treads. Shouldn't have said basically. No stats except for the treads. Mirana, pretty similar story here. Does have an Ogre Club and a Bracer, so at least a little more tanky. Still not a hell of a lot. Windrunner. Got a mech, so we'll have a little bit of survivability, but still, not a huge hit point pool there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think Sigma are looking like they're in good shape. TA is starting to fall off a little bit. Look at that net worth chart, folks. TA was #1 by a long shot for a while.
Top tower has been denied.
And now Sigma have taken over that #1 slot with their Gyrocopter, really starting to look powerful. It was more that Earth Splitter in the last team fight. That's part of the problem with Clockwork, is that Elder Titan doesn't even really mind the cogs. He's happy to sit in cogs as long as he can line up Earth Splitter on someone else. Clockwork is pretty much granted. He's got no way to juke it. I think that's the second or third time Benno's been just obliterated. Obliterated right there by the Earth Splitter, pardon me. But there it is, folks. There's the Desolator. Chomi on the TA going to be the one to grab it. I think it makes a lot of sense here. Blink into Deso. A pretty classic TA build. This one a little bit more predictable. I didn't feel quite as silly predicting TA may grab himself a Desolator. But not a bad game for it. Elder Titan, well, not super huge on armor. Of course, does have the mech now, so that's going to help pick him up. Puck, only 6 armor. Bane, 8 armor. Not doing too shabby himself. Gyrocopter, he's going to have 15, obviously, as an agility hero. And Visage, well, we all know about Visage. He's one tanky beast. That Gravekeeper's Cloak, doing wonders. Still a good item, though. Going to let TA hit a lot harder. Exactly what they need. Sigma, though, they're going to move into Roshan. They get a little bit of visual confirmation that OSG are up in the top lane. Feeling pretty safe moving into the Rosh pit here. There's going to be an invisibility rune down in the bottom that they may be able to grab following this Roshan. Going to go completely uncontested here. Aegis of the Immortal probably going to end up with that Gyrocopter. Yes, indeed. He's picked himself up a Yasha here. Going to get a little bit of extra move speed. Has another 2,300 gold in the bank. We'll see what item build he wants to transition into as well. Tron going to be in a little bit of a sticky wicket, though. Fada going to go ahead and initiate with the Dream Coil there. 2 ports going to come in. Tron going to take a lot of damage. Puck going to hop over. Mech going to help keep him alive, but yeah, that's going to be enough to finish him off. Oh, the Sacred Arrow going to fly. Almost going to connect an invisible Puck, but will not quite land. Bane is going to fall, but TA going to pay with their own life to the Wrath of the Visage. Not the fight OSG we're looking for either. Great commitment from Fada there. Did use that Dagon to put that Dagon to good use. Sorry, getting a little stumbly here in the last game. Did put that Dagon to good use. It is now level 2. Was able to finish off Tron. TA overcommitted maybe a little bit. Did plenty of damage to burst down the Bane right around there, but unfortunately, no escape after that. And, you know, TA just got obliterated. The great thing about Desolator is you can blow someone up. The bad thing is you really are a glass cannon. Basically the definition of a glass cannon. And once you get turned on, if you don't have that blink cooldown, if you don't have anyone to help keep you alive, no escape route, it's going to be rough. So Sigma furthering their lead even more now. All of a sudden, Sigma just exploding with momentum. The early game and the early portion of the mid game, way in favor of OSG, at least a break even. Now just all of a sudden, Sigma moving so far ahead. 14,000 gold, 14,000 experience. And we're getting close to that point where OSG aren't going to be able to handle it. I mean, not only the support or the carries, but everyone else. I mean, now Fada out of control. Even Miguel surpassing the TA on the net worth chart. Even Visage now starting to nip at his heels. Unfortunately, Mirana's farm is just pretty dismal at this point. Gonna grab a BKB recipe, still trying to farm the Mithril Hammer. I mean, Mirana just bringing so little to the table right now. Not necessarily Big Num's fault. He did get shut down pretty hard in that bottom lane by the Bane Elder Titan duo. But still, really not contributing much to the team effort right now. Windrunner doing all right, does have the mech. I guess she's been helping out, but the other one that's really lacking right now is this Clockwork. Clockwork, one of those heroes that sort of pre-level 11 is so powerful. He's got enough damage to solo kill folks, unable to make it happen in this game. He did okay, did resist the urge to concede early deaths in the long lane, but now that he's got Blade Mail, not bad, but Sigma, very doubtful they're going to kill themselves on that Blade Mail. Ooh, Puck gonna hop forward here for the initiation onto the Venomancer. Is gonna go ahead and just burn the Dream Coil. Pardon me, that's not the Venomancer. That's the Wind Ranger. What was I thinking? My bad. The Veno was right nearby, but Wind Ranger in big trouble. Gonna fall. Elder Titan gonna finish him off with the Astral Spirit. Top tower falls. Only one outer tower remaining for OSG here. Sigma just continuing their reign of dominance. I don't think they need to back up. Fada does not have Dream Coil, but they've got their other big ultis. They've still got Fiend's Grip. They've still got Miguel's Earth Splitter. They can totally take a fight right here. Just need to be a little bit careful. Gale going to come. Will connect with Fada. They're going to engage on Chomi, but in the backside, we're going to see fucking Mag get stuck next to Tron. Venomancer is going to fall to Puck. Chomi unable to really take the initiation he's looking for here. Tron doing a lot of damage. It's Tron against the world. Not going to be able to finish off the Bane. Mech going to be used. Very sloppy engage from OSG right here. They had the Clockwork. He actually did an okay job, but the rest of the team just seemed too scared to go in. TA kind of sitting on the back line. Chomi's like, guys, I'm at half health. I can't get in without getting out. So I'm not going in. Really looking rough for OSG right here. I think their last remaining outer tower is destined to fall. Just look at this poke from Sigma between the Astral Spirit, the Illusory Orb from Puck, the Homing Missile, everything. The long-range poke is just insane. OSG are getting zoned out of these team fights before the fights even start. Really nicely done by Sigma here. Was looking a little bit rough at first. We kind of thought that Sigma may be underperforming here, and it looks like they were off to a rocky start, but they have indeed turned it around. Gold graph just continuing to move in their favor, and even more big items starting to come out. Now a BKB going to be in the inventory of the Elder Titan. Puck going to grab himself a Dagon level 4, level 3 in on the hero itself, and the recipe in the bank there. So the burst damage from Puck still continuing to be very impressive, and now even Mamadou, the stand-in here in place of Sachka, level 16 on that gyrocopter, does have the last 2 pieces of the mighty butterfly. Great choice to go for the butterfly here. Core item on gyrocopter in most cases regardless, but again, that lack of MKB at the moment going to give him a huge edge right now. Is that going to be a Dagon level 5 here for Fada? Yep, indeed it is. Going to be able to grab that last recipe. Most expensive item in the game right there, Dagon level 5 in the inventory of Puck. So Fada has committed to it completely. 800 burst damage he can put out. This next fight can be really scary for OSG. I think it's going to be rough for them to hold. Biggest problem not even going to be that Puck. It's going to be this gyrocopter. Now that he's got the butterfly. They have MKB carriers, but they just don't have the farm for it. Right now, TA with only 1,700 in the bank with a Desolator. Could still get an MKB at an okay timing window here, but there's still going to be a long duration of this gyrocopter with 30% damage evasion from that TA. Look at Fada right here. Look at that TA just melt. That's the power of the level 5 Dagon, but Fada going to be in some trouble. He's going to take a long-range arrow to the face. Very nicely played by Big Num. Good arrow connection right there, but still, that TA just getting melted. All the while, the rest of the team going to bump into the Windrunner. Fiendscript going to make it an easy kill. And Sigma basically going to trade a 1 for 2 across the map here. Well worth it. Puck for TA, kind of a wash, but I think Sigma will take it. TA is really their only scary hero at this point. The only one that can do a huge amount of burst. TA will be the most ideal MKB carrier. Still going to be a ways off. That death going to set him back. No one else even close to an MKB. Not even going to try for it. Aegis will expire, though. That is going to slow down some of the pushing power of Sigma. But not by much. Mamadou still in great shape. Another 2,000 in the bank. So it looks like Sigma just taking their time here. They don't need to be in any kind of a rush. They know they've got a big lead. They can't see the gold graph, but they can do it in their heads. They know what's happening here. I think they'd be wise to try and finish off that last remaining Tier 2 tower. Just for that one last little bit of gold boost. Just another map objective they can take out before Roshan respawns. It is going to be a little while before he's up. At least another 2.5 minutes or so. That Aegis did just expire not so long ago. Uh-oh. OSG getting a little bit aggressive here. They are going to smoke up. A 5-man smoke, actually. They are the birds leading the way to scout things out. Or, pardon me, Sigma's birds leading the way and scouting things out. They're just going to be initiated on. One of them going to fall. That'll be 100 gold bounty going to Chomi. Not too bad. He'll take it for sure. So that smoke gang, basically a 5-man smoke for one of the Visage birds right there. Sigma had it scouted out the entire time, and uh-oh. Looks like they are going to be able to catch Miguel. He's going to burn the BKB. Miguel just going to stand his ground. Nowhere else to go. He did burn the Earth Splitter. That's the end of the clockwork. And that's a bad sign. When your Elder Titan can stand 1v5, throw out his ult, get a kill, and then just walk away. That's never a good sign. I think OSG really up against the ropes here. And now with clockwork dead, let's look at buybacks. Of course he doesn't have it. TA, the only one with enough gold for a buyback right now on both sides of the coin. So this is going to be a little bit rough for OSG. It's a 5v4 coming in. They do have a glyph. Might be able to defend, but Jesus, Wind Ranger just going to get melted. Fada going to pop in with a lighter and just turn him into a puddle. It's like watching a candle burn. Just a puddle on the ground. Arrow going to fly, going to be off the mark here. Sigma just continuing to put the pressure on. It is a 5v3 on the field. OSG really need to try and engage us if they want to keep their racks alive. They do burn the glyph. Tier 3 power falls. Venomancer is going to get picked off by the puck. They can't just sit around. They got to do something. OSG not handling themselves well in this position. Not that they had a lot of options, but you can't just sit back and wait for that puck rotation to come up. That's exactly what they want to do. Burst somebody off, reset, burst somebody up again. OSG up against the ropes. Well played, though. A noble effort. Sigma just outclassing them towards the end. Really an exciting game to watch on both sides of the coin at the beginning. OSG actually outplaying Sigma a little bit. That really crafty Moonlight Shadow play. Got to tip your hat to the efforts of OSG. They did give us a good match indeed. Sigma going to prove to be victorious here. Their experience coming through. That Elder Titan, almost the MVP right here. 11, 3, and 11. Most kills, almost the most assists. Second most assists to the Bane. Very, very nicely played. He was a tanky force indeed at the end of that match, going to be working towards that AC. 29-16 after 32 minutes. OSG not going to be able to take out the mighty Sigma. That does wrap up our Starladder Season 8 Day 7 coverage here on Beyond the Summit, though, folks. Thank you so much for joining us again. I am Zyori. You can follow me on Twitter at ZyoriTV. I appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in. It's been a great day of casting. I had a blast solo casting, really enjoying this slow and steady new style of commentary. And I think you guys seem to be enjoying it as well, so I do appreciate all of your support. I'll be hanging around in chat for a little while here. We're going to queue up some tunes, leave the stream running for a few. So, again, thank you for joining us. We will be back tomorrow. Myself and Merlini will be covering Starladder Season 8, Day 8, tomorrow bright and early at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I believe 1800 CET. Until next time, guys, take care.